Hello and welcome to part 2 of the Chronological Donald Walt Disney Treasures. This one we're picking up with Volume 3, which was released as a part of Wave 7 on December 11, 2007, in an edition of 50,000 copies. And this time I've got the wrapper in order to show you that sticker. I didn't peel it off and put it in the thing like before. You can see I paid $22 for that sucker. And here we've got the back card. As I said, only 1, 2, and 3 had them printed on the back of the 10s. After that, they printed them on these cardboards. And the cardboards do have a little bit less reflection, even though some of them do have a little bit of warpage, just because they haven't been sealed up anything. They've just been loose in the 10s, and some of them curved more than others. Don't know why, they just did. Here we've got our booklet with Walt and Mickey, as is on almost all but one of the treasures. And here we've got our portrait of Walt on the inside front page, which is pretty much standard for this series. And then you've got Mickey sitting there on that first letter of the paragraph. And then a little bit of sketch work along the bottom. I really wish they would have kept this series up. I'm sure there's a lot more in the archives that could have been done. I would have liked to have seen a Minnie Mouse edition, and we didn't get that, so kind of disappointing. But we did get quite a bit of really great material in this series, and I am thankful to have what I have. These are definitely treasures, for no doubt. A lot of this stuff has been rehashed on other releases, but it's nice to have it all together in a collection. That's a real good shot of Donald there. And you can see the back of this booklet has the Wave 7 titles, where you've got that gold edition of Oswald and Disneyland Secret Stories and Magic, and then this Donald's. There were only 3 in that wave, and we've already looked at the other 2. And then we've got our artwork card here. All of the Disney Treasures editions came with the artwork card of some form or another, usually with a little bit of trivia on the back. And then we've got our handy dandy certificate of authenticity. And now you'll see I've got a great number here. I've got number 6,761 out of the 50,000. So that's a really outstanding collector's number there to have on that certificate. And I think I did forget to show the disc. So thankfully, I'll just do a little bit out of my normal sequence here. I usually show the disc right after showing that back card, but I got a little bit out of order, and there's nothing else in here to see. So moving on to the Chronological Donald Volume 4. And as stated before, this was only printed in 39,500 copies, part of Wave 8, released on November 11, 2008. And it's kind of a shame that they didn't continue on with the series or print more of these for people to be able to collect them up. Don't know why it's got such a low printing, but it did. And that's why this is, from what I've seen, looking on eBay, this is the most expensive one for you to try to acquire and add to your collection. But that's clearly why, because it was such a low printing. Now I'm going to show these in the right order this time. But boy, those are really reflective discs, and it's in a really bad case. They're hard to get out of this case, but I want to go ahead and pull it out and try and show you the whole image there anyways. Get Donald off to the side where we get a little bit of the reflection away. And this one I did peel the stickers off of the cellophane and attached them to the case, which is par for my normal routine. And those cases were all different. I wanted to take a quick second and show you that. We've got see, 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're all slightly different in design, and I'm figuring they just used what they were getting their hands on at the time. But it's trivial, but it is a an interesting point to make that they were different, the plastic cases. And here we go with our portrait of Walt and that same Leonard Maltin comment there that's been printed on a few of them. And then we've got Mickey setting up there on the first letter of this paragraph here on the second page, I guess you'd call it, inside the booklet. And the same old sketch work. They had some consistency in the series on the booklets. They varied from it on a couple of occasions, but for the most part, the standard design that they came out with was carried all the way through. And now you'll see here on the listing of contents here. Another thing that's really interesting is these were what I was trying to say. Donald in Mathematic Lands came out separately, and I have that here, and we'll have time. I'll give you a quick glance at that. I don't know why it was pulled out and released on its own the way that it was, but it was, and I do have it. I bought it just because I wanted to have it separately. Now here's the back of the booklet showing the Wave 8 titles. We've got Annette and Dr. Sin, already covered in a previous episode, and this Donald Duck, which completes the Wave 8 releases for us. And then moving on to the artwork card, that all of the treasures had some form of an artwork card, whether it was production or a movie poster or something. They all have a card in them with some trivia on the back. I like this one better. At least they printed it in a little bit darker, a little bit bolder font that you can see. Some of them are kind of light and kind of a little bit difficult to make out. Same thing with the certificates and authenticity. Most of them were printed rather light. And this one I also have a pretty gosh darn good number. I've got 8,342 out of 39,500. So at least on the two rare Donalds, I've got really good collector's numbers. And then this was the only one of the Donalds that came with some extra advertising inside it. It's got this Disney Blu-ray catalog. I have covered this in previous videos, but just for the sake of completeness and because we're here looking at this right now today, I'll go ahead and give you a quick overview of what Blu-ray titles Disney was pushing at that point in time. And you can see that it's advertising how to hook it up. how to maximize your movie watching experience. Then they're showing a DVD all blurry and then a Blu-ray being clearer. It's like, yeah, okay. You know, I notice a big difference if you pause the screen, and I do notice a big difference in the sound because the sound is uncompressed on a Blu-ray, and DVDs do tend to have compressed sounds, tracks on them. But for the most part, the difference between a Blu-ray and a DVD, if you're looking at it on anything lower than a 50, 60-inch TV, is rather insignificant. Alright, and don't worry about that code. Long since expired, even though I myself didn't use it. Alright, and here's Mickey's, here's Donald's Mathmagic Land. Let me get that right. Spit it out, Will. And you can see it was a Disney exclusive from the Movie Watchers Club. And I do believe that this came out after The Treasure, but I wouldn't swear by that. I think I saw it originally after I had all the treasures, but it's quite possible that it was put out before. It was. It says 2007 DVD release right there in that lower corner. You can see that, and the treasure was from November 11, 2008. So apparently this did. Hello, how you doing? These mirrored discs, they are very, very reflective. So yeah, this did come out actually before the Disney Treasure, so maybe that's why they put this out and then it was included in the Treasure. But you know, not everybody could get their hands on the Treasure. Oh, and then here we'll get a nice look at the cover without any glare on it, thanks to us having an insert. But there you have it. That was the Donald Duck treasures and his extra Mathmagic Land. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you another day for more Disney treasures.